It's annoying when they call you out of bed to make the message, because I wanted to do this tomorrow, but so a few things have been pissing me off recently. I am still in a human vessel, so these emotions that I feel sometimes, the triggering, which we obviously receive as an opportunity to look at self and observe, has led me to a few reflections, and namely on the part of the behaviour of others. So things that I realise that moving through my own healing now and getting to a point where, you know, it's not all perfect, but it's definitely like I've got a handle of my shit and I'm not led by, which I've talked about in a few other videos, like addictions and dependencies and compulsions and obsessions, which over the years I've had to handle and get to learn and to be mindful of the repetition of when those cycles present themselves, and with the current energies of this hugely authentic light that is banishing masks and banishing any woe is me attitudes, any victim mentality. It's just like, we either have to sort our shit or we don't. No one's going to do it for us. And as a deeply feeling being, I know that what I've been prone to over the years, and I think it's really important to observe ourselves and to pull us out of any sort of and it can take years. It's taken me, I guess, years, you know. I've never been an addict per se, but there have definitely been things that have been dominant in my life that have led me to do things out of emotion, as opposed to kind of rational behaviour. And we can't dim the passion as a wild woman, as a shamanic being, which I've been called to. I didn't choose this. They want me to say Hayoka empath or sacred clown, whatever, these strange new energies that are being activated inside of me that I give thanks for, because they are helping me to become a better version of myself, a healthier version of myself, and making me feel more joyful at a soul level, making me feel more connected to my purpose, and just grateful to be alive, like more than I ever have. Obviously that does happen after a few near-death experiences. We can't really be around people that moan and take shit for granted all the time, because it just becomes, you know, although we want to have compassion, it just becomes quite grating, because not everybody gets to exist in this realm. So, and the more I'm hearing of stories at the minute, which, you know, to be frank and to obviously lead with love and compassion, but there is truth that is being revealed, 333 on the clock. People are dropping dead right now, and without going into our belief systems of how we think or what's happening, but like there's a lot of things that tie people to just heart attacks, just people dropping dead out of the blue, of all ages, and it's really kind of painful to watch and to hear about. And this is why managing the mental and spiritual space, health, physical health, can help us pull us out of our own darkness. As I said, nobody can do it for us. We can obviously find beautiful things that we get inspired by, beautiful people online, offline, tools. I've talked about how music has helped me a lot. I've talked about my blueprint being sound, you know, recent things. Sorry, there's quite a few tangents here because I really wasn't expecting to do this. So I was winding down for bed, 434. But I think the original message was a few things that have pissed me off recently, like people sending unprovoked messages about, you know, just like you're this, you're that, personal things. And then, you know, comments about me wearing my headphones. And I just think, intention, all right, it's one of my values on my website as a small business owner, as a woman moving through life. I've sort of learned now to lead with intention. Why are we doing anything? If we don't know why we do anything, maybe it's time that we ask ourselves, why did we say that? Why do we say things? Why are we doing it? Otherwise we just wander through life aimlessly, and it just doesn't bring us satisfaction. We end up projecting our shit onto other people who've only potentially been nice to us. And like, we do need to ask ourselves why. Like, why are we doing anything? Why am I doing that action? Why did I just say that to that person? We don't need to keep going over and over, and it's easy to sort of communicate and move past things and let things go. But me, as a deeply feeling being, no, if people say things that piss me off or trigger me, like, it does take me a while to, well, I pull back. My attitude changes because I can't do small talk and I can't pretend. It's really difficult for me to be in an environment, and I certainly don't want to make it uncomfortable for anybody else around me, because I believe in peace, I believe in love. And so, like, without knowing ourselves, we just wander through life without intention and end up hurting people that, maybe just came along to put a smile on our day. And they say hurt people. Well, everybody's been a hurt person. We're all hurting from something. Some people have lost people from 20 years ago. Some people have been through heartbreak 6 months ago, still struggling with things, But this is a time of great observation, great revelation, as the messages 656 keep coming up. And I think, the triggering of others' actions towards us, or things going on around us, of course it's our responsibility. For, like, me, how I can explain it now is, like, the reason why I wear my headphones a lot, which for some reason pisses people off, is because I'm clairaudient. And whether people believe that or not, I don't care. I'm a medium. I hear spirits, and so when I hear other people's thoughts, and also subtle differences in energy changes. People will think, oh, well, I wonder if she knows what I'm thinking now, then why doesn't she, like, move out the way or leave or da-da-da. Well, with this shamanic work, I get called to do things that maybe my physical, victorious self doesn't always enjoy, full joy. But life isn't about full enjoyment all the time, is it? It's about helping the collective consciousness. And I saw a beautiful thing about, I think, again, Native American kind of saying that we are born with an obligation to do our part, to respect the earth, to respect each other as human beings. And when we lose ourselves in our darkness and don't feel like we can reach out or support ourselves, then messages that come through are not from higher self, they're not from guides, loving guides, and they lead us into paths of self-destruction. And that's quite difficult to watch when we love people around us. And I know it's been hard for people to watch, potentially me, what people thought I was going into self-destructive behaviour, but it's actually, I went through a very deeply intense shamanic spiritual awakening, like many people activated in 2020, so I'm part of that wave, of that group of people, because there's been waves of, alright, maybe we can acknowledge Dolores Cannon in this message, but I've got a lot more to say about her another time, but that's stuff will be revealed as it needs to be. But there have been waves of us souls that are being activated right now, and sorry about the light. Anyway, I do act in love and have loving intention. Doesn't mean I can't get pissed off, doesn't mean I can't hurt, doesn't mean I'm not gonna need to withdraw when I find comments, passive aggressive comments, unnecessary, that's someone else projecting their shit, and then my shit is obviously the triggering and withdrawing. But as an authentic being, I can't pretend. So if people start to act in ways that are detrimental to my own peace of mind, to my own self-love, having me question, or their intention is potentially to question the love I have for myself, the confidence that I've now found, I will simply remove myself from the situation. Not saying I'm never going to speak to these people again, not saying I'm never going to wish love to them, but I go where I'm loved, I go where I'm appreciated, for people that don't want me to say appreciate loved. I go where I'm valued. For me, respect and value doesn't mean you speak down to people ever, or you're mean. I just don't do mean. Doesn't mean I can't take the piss with my friends and bits and bobs, but ultimately what is said to me in a day-to-day conversation will be said in love and respect. Otherwise I'm not hanging about for it. I've got a really beautiful group of soul family, kind of my age now, that have claimed these titles of elders. Some are parents, some have chosen all different paths. Married life, not married life, celibate, fathers, mothers. Between our late 30s to 40s. And I'm very, very grateful that we all speak to each other with love and respect. And that I don't think any of us, because a lot of us are very deeply sensitive, would ever dish out words without thought and intention behind them. And so I guess, I don't know if this is a message of encouragement or for us to just connect again, which I've done these videos for a while now, so some of the stuff is repeated, and I'm talking again about intention as one of my core values in the work that I do. Why are we doing anything? Why? We don't have to keep asking ourselves, but we do need to sort of start on an explorative journey of why we say things to people, what are we saying to ourselves. Otherwise people are just going to walk away. In this new era where self-preservation, self-love, self-care is top priority, because the energies are too much for many sensitives who are being pulled out of Babylon Matrix 9 to 5, because we are being they keep saying used, but I prefer the word work with, because spirit doesn't use me. I work with spirit because I'm not used by any force. I work with higher self. I work with my inner child. I work with the divine. I work with animals. I work with spirits. I work with those who've transitioned. And having recently done a ceremony for a beautiful family with an elder that was transitioning, I'm only going to get more and more connected to those realms, and whether people understand these words or whether they believe I'm a medium or not, or that I have connected deeply to the souls that have transitioned and are transitioning now. I can't believe that in the space of a week I've picked up nearly 150 feathers. I don't go out of my way to do this. I don't look down at the floor because I just tend to look at trees and cup. And people say, oh yeah, it's just it's the annual molt, or that's what they're doing. As if you want to live on a physical realm. I don't live only on the physical realm, I live in a spiritual realm as well. I walk between the realms. And there are major initiations going on for all those of us who have been mishandled and mistreated for the past couple of years, and who are moving into new roles in our lives, in our own communities, in our own personal relationships. And there's nothing to shy away from. There's nothing to shy away from. I'm very proud that I've been chosen by my ancestors to connect with the world, the divine, in this way, despite the pain and challenge. I have overcome, we will overcome, if we want to. If we don't want to, if we place our energy focusing on real world things of decisions around politics or third world, I don't know why I said third world stuff, that's really weird. Alright, well, there might be some stuff happening around terminology and how we deem the poorer nations who are much more spiritually adept than we've ever been. So things are rising right now, and we can't shy away from the gifts. Deeply sensitive beings have been led astray. I decided to stop drinking 4 years ago. Wasn't ever an alcoholic. Some might have considered it binge drinking at weekend, but I never drank too much. But didn't like myself on it. Wasn't good for me. My body rejected it. And I don't like to be around people that drink alcohol. No offence. I see spirits. I see what comes out of people, evil, when people drink. This is not a judgment. People choose. I only try to be in the company of people and don't judge. But it's when the judgment comes back on me that I start to have a problem. Because I offer people non-judgment in my space, and people who are not knowing me in the physical realm will know that. Do what you want. As long as you're nice to me, I'll be nice to you. The minute you start to judge me, it will be a very different story. And without words, I just remove myself from the situation now. Because I can't keep going round in cycles when I've broken my own cycles. I can only wish love and healing to the people. I can only say that these times are monumental, whether people want to believe the spiritual signs and significances of the elders and that have transitioned, or spirits talking to us through nature, through feathers. That's fine. I know what I believe, I know what I've seen, I know what I've heard, and I know what's bringing me to the best version of myself that's ever existed. And may that continue long into the future to support the healing of the nations, to support my own legacy, my own family, my own friends, and the sensitives and the people that have been vulnerable and walked all over. I met a beautiful soul, lonesome soul in the sauna today. I think he had a few things wrong with his physical body. No victim mentality at all. It's just I'm just bored with not everybody. I'm bored with certain people's entitlement to witness victim mentality and moaning all the time. It's just not the one. You're only blocking your own blessings. When we choose to abuse ourselves in those ways, obviously we need mental health support, we need spiritual health support, but we only block our own blessings. Gifts from the ancestors and gifts that can't be passed down or given to us if we don't appreciate love this life, if we take things for granted, if we don't smell the roses, if we don't see beautiful butterflies flying around or mating on the floor, as I saw the other day. We block our own blessings, so we can't blame anybody else for what goes on in our life but ourselves. Not saying there's not arseholes, not saying that, but if we are deeply sensitive beings, deeply emotional beings, we've got to get the boundaries up, we've got to start being real, start being authentic, not taking shitty, stupid comments on nosy park business and I'm not even going to get involved in that. Where attention goes, energy flows, and if we focus on certain things that are going on in what people believe as politics, real world, when I believe they tried to lock us up in 2020 and harm the people, why would I invest my time in listening to anything they've got to say, rather than trying to create a life that I desire in whatever ways are available to me? Why would I focus on negative over positive? When we try to harness and live in a love vibration, nothing else exists. There might be feelings of uncomfortableness, but we do not tap in to the tools that are used by the matrix agents to manipulate the people through fear. It's simple. So if we know that's happening, why do we keep putting ourselves in situations that just make ourselves feel shit, wallowing in lower entities and alongside lower entities and in lower vibrations, when we could really be living quite a blissful, beautiful, abundant life full of self-love, and witnessing that joy spread around us. This is a time of deep healing for the people, and it's a really long one, 2020 on the clock. Give thanks.